Rhys Jones, Margaret Lee, see Margaret. Tia, probably attractive. Tia McLaughlin. Trent, Gwynn. I have a picture of Trent. I should post it on the website. I think I will. I've got a picture of Trent on the blocks when he was like 2. There are a whole bunch of older kids behind him. One of the early meets. He's probably 5. Eric Nyna. See Eric? Issa Kimbo. Carolyn Satry. Claire Shan. Abby Schaus.
Abby.
Clara Stefanski. I called her earlier. No, she's working. Ariana Spina. Kenzie Stelrath. And then right across the next switch. Phil Tate. Nebraska White. Macy Williams. Ben Brynn. And last but not least, Alex Worthington. You probably get that a lot with the WD. You go through, you spend a lot of time with these kids, and some of them, have been around, it seems like, since the beginning of time. And they're, younger siblings of older brothers or sisters, and, this will be it for those parents. Always come back and help us for those senior parents who aren't going to be around for a while, or anymore, I guess. It's very emotional. You spend so much time with these kids, and you see them grow up. Like I said, I've got a picture of Trent, and Brynn, I think, was around when I started coaching full time. Who else was? Let's see here in our group. Joneses were. Thank you. So it is a very emotional time. I love these kids like they were my own children, and I really enjoy spending time with these kids. So give yourselves a round of applause. Why don't we go ahead, if you're not a senior, go ahead and sit down. You are required to return next year.
Rude! Oh no.
Alright, so our seniors are getting a special plaque. Since this is the first year for the plaques, and their last year, we're getting them special senior plaques. And then they are also getting a towel that has their name embroidered on it in the year. So, stay dry next year at college.
Howdy, everybody. Alright, so when I first joined the team back in 2009, I was recovering from 2 broken knees, was out of shape, quiet, and for the most part I kept to myself. But what surprised me the most was how fast I was accepted into the team, not only by the swimmers way older than me, but by the coaches. The coaching staff on this team is by far the most extraordinary coaches I've ever had the pleasure to work under. Specifically Coach Kyle. He was always there to build me up after a bad race, and most importantly, he was there for me during one of the most challenging times in my life. Lost my place. There we go. And for that, this team has all the love that I can give. Every single one of you has shaped me into the man that I am today. For that, you guys have my love and gratitude. And a special shout out to Phil Tate.
It's probably a good thing that they have this banquet at the end of the season while we're tapering, because let me tell you, if I had to speak about swimming during Christmas training, my message would be very different. Before I say anything about myself, I want to thank my parents for supporting me in this sport for so many years. Everyone in this room knows that swim meets aren't exactly fun, but my parents have been there to cheer for every success and soften the blow of every failure. Thank you guys. Next, I'd like to talk about the lifelong friends that I've made here at HURY. I realized how much that these people mean to me this season when the high school program split. I was very upset that I wouldn't be able to practice and compete alongside my friends from HURY during the high school season. In addition, many traditions fell by the wayside, including the Olive Garden team dinner. I was lamenting this to some of my friends from HURY, 2 of which have already graduated, but they still continue to listen to my problems. And they surprised me at Olive Garden to give me the experience that I had missed. It is amazing to me how close I have become with these girls, and I owe these incredible friendships to HURY. Finally, I'd like to thank my coaches for all the life lessons that I have learned and the memories that I have made with them. Coach Kyle, 1 year at Champs, I made a bet with him that I wouldn't be able to swim a 50 breaststroke under a certain amount of time, and I bet one of the really cheap, like, green necklaces that the coaches were wearing for some reason, and I still have that necklace. It's hanging on my memory board in my room. It's very important to me. From Coach Lynn, I learned that it's a great day to have a great day, and that life would be more fun if everyone was a little more like Tigger and a little less like Eeyore. From Coach Dickman, how can I even pick a quote? Coach Dickman has enough quotes to fill a whiteboard. However, I will always remember that it is 90% mental and 10% mental. Most importantly, if you swim for HURY, your future's so bright, you'll have to wear shades. Thank you for the memories. Shout out to Phil Tate.
So if it sounds like I'm reading rehearsed lines, that's because I am. And if it sounds like I might cry, it's not because I'm sad or mad, but because I'm up here with everyone watching me. So, I think this is maybe my 11th or 12th year swimming for HURY. And first off, I want to thank both my parents for all the time, energy, money, and support that they have dedicated so that I could participate in this sport fully. And of course, I want to thank all the coaches who have helped me get to this point, especially Kyle, Coach Lynn, and Coach Dickman. I never could have accomplished what I have in this sport without them. And to my fellow swimmers out there, I know it's a cliche, but I really do remember my first few years of swimming like it was yesterday. And when I was a freshman and I would hear the senior say this, I would wake it off thinking they were crazy. But trust me when I tell you, it goes way faster than you would ever believe. I got into the sport of swimming mostly because I was really bad at gymnastics, and I was really bad at softball, and I was really bad at basketball. So I thought, why not try a sport that just doesn't involve anything except getting in the water and swimming? And when I started swimming, I was 6, 7, or 8, I can't quite remember, and I loved it, and I tried my best to win because I'm a really competitive person, and I was also pretty bad at it, like not good at all. But for some reason, I really wanted to be a breaststroker. I think because when my mom swam, she was a breaststroker, and every little girl wants to be just like their mom. But unfortunately, however bad I was at swimming in general, I was about 10 times worse at the breaststroke. I don't know why, it just didn't work. The HURY coaches at the time, and I don't blame them for this at all, told my parents and me that I was probably not going to be a breaststroker, which is fine because I wasn't good at it. But I was upset, and my mom was upset. But, I mean, we moved on, and I tried other things. I lost my place. But anyway, eventually those coaches resigned from their positions here, and Coach Dickman stepped up to take their place. And unlike our previous coaches, when I told Dickman that I liked the breaststroke and I wanted to try and compete in it, he was willing to work with me on it and teach me different timing drills and new techniques. And to be completely honest with you, I hated every second of it because everything he was telling me was different from what I'd convinced that in my infinite wisdom at 11 years of age, I knew better than he did, of course. Because at this point, I had already been swimming for 5 years, which was like half my life. So I was pretty experienced, if you really think about it. But after a few weeks worth of resisting what he was telling me, and countless conversations with my dad, who happens to be a wrestling coach, and I think he kind of understood where Dickon was coming from and trying to get me to try new things and branch out, I finally gave in and allowed myself to be coached by him. As it turns out, he knows very well what he's talking about, and I've come to perform very well in the breaststroke like I always wanted to. So, what I want everyone to take away from this story is that you can't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Not a coach, not a parent, not a friend. If you want something bad enough, you just have to go for it, work for it, and eventually achieve it. And if someone won't help you get there, then you have to move on and find someone else who will. I can't express how grateful I am for the amazing coaches and family I've been blessed with throughout my swimming career, and I'll forever cherish the memories I've made with my incredible teammates. It's time for my fellow seniors and I to move on to the next chapter in our lives, and to tell you the truth, I couldn't be more terrified. Downright terrified all the way to my core at the thought of having to leave my family, coaches, and my friends on this team. But I guess that's how I know that I had a great ride here in Hilliard. As the saying goes, when one door closes, another one opens, and despite how frightened I may be, I have to step through it. Thank all of you so much, and I'm going to miss each and every one of you.
Hi everyone, I'm just going to roll through the speech as fast as I can because I have no idea how long it is and it looks long. Also, I'm going to read straight off the paper so I can avoid looking anyone in the eye. That way I can hopefully won't start crying in the speech or get too emotional. The first thing I want to say is, coaches, pat your back, you've done a lot for us. Swimmers, for us swimmers. Parents, pat your back, thank you for dealing with our schedule, meets, and supporting us. Swimmers, pat your backs, we've all worked really hard this year. I don't want to spend too much time talking about how my swim career and season went. It's been mostly a letdown the past few years and resulted in me really wanting to be down to go swimming. Swimming is a really hard and tough sport. A minor mistake can have a big impact. Thank you, Coach Dickon. I'm really sorry I let my team down, who had great expectations for me, and I wasn't able to go any faster. That's what really hurts the most. However, I will say, not having to worry about the time cuts is really important right now. The reason I stayed and what I want to talk about is the team atmosphere and my friends here. I want to thank everyone here and talk how important it is and how great this team is and what it's done for you. The team and people here are like no other. I do believe we have one of the best teams around. A great group of swimmers and coaches. They are the reason I swim. They push me hard and I've always felt like I could talk to them about anything and count on them. The way we get behind each other is great. I will always remember those times cheering each other on. I will always remember all the different stories that our coaches tell. From day one, even when I was a horrible swimmer, I had people here supporting me. When I became fast and had bad swims, they'd still support me. Outside swimming, we do a lot together as a team. Going out to eat at Chipotle every week or spending time at someone's house, by that I mean Tyler's, a great group of people are here, and leaving them behind was something I didn't want to do. So I stayed because of these people are too amazing. The atmosphere, the feelings, the experience here that the team gave me is what I love. I love cheering you guys on and watching you do something you're passionate about and being able to see your excitement. I can't name all the different memories that I've made here or use words to describe how fun it is to be around these people. All the people here are unforgettable. So I'd like to thank the coaches for teaching me valuable life lessons and making me become a better swimmer. I'll always remember the stories you told me, and my only regret is not being able to memorize every single thing you said and have taught me. I'm truly grateful for your effort and the time you have put in for me and the rest of the swimmers. I'd like to thank my friends and swimmers for showing me a good time and supporting me. You guys are the absolute best, and I can't describe how thankful I am to you guys and have you in my life. You've been great to me, and I do the best to return the favor. I'd like to thank all the parents out there for raising some great, passionate kids and putting up with all the crazy meets and practice times. They're great people who have changed others' lives and people who are dedicated to something they love.
for taking time out of work to drive me to many faraway meets and for me to swim with some great people. My mom especially deserves a shout. No matter what, she always was supportive of me. She never expected me to become good at swimming. She wanted me to have fun and enjoy having friends. I'm thankful for all the practices that she showed me to, back and forth, pushing me to keep swimming. She is what made me a half-decent swimmer today. So many valuable life lessons she taught me after swimming. In the end, she showed me no matter what times, she was happy with me, and that's all I really needed. She taught me what to value and to be thankful. Without her, I'd be nothing, and if she didn't push me to keep swimming when I was a kid, I would have never met all these great people. Times of high stress, and I was really upset with my swim. She spoke to me and made me realize that the times weren't always there for me. To close and end this, I'd like to show everyone something real quick. I don't have it with me, but I have 5 pages of like almost all the swimmers I've met and some flyers about the coaches. They're like a couple sentences of what I thought and remember about you guys. They're up there. The swimmers saw it. There's 2 packets over there. There's a lot of names because a lot of you mean something special to me, and I want you guys to know that. I'll pass this around. I'll put it on Twitter for everyone to read. And advice I think is valuable from the coaches that I learned. 1 is to just race, and 2 is to remember being taken. That's the end of my 12 years of loyalty to this team, and thank you for everyone for everything, and I'm out.
Hi, I'm Rhys Jones. It's nice to have you. I've been swimming for a long time, back when water was just invented, probably. And my mom had been swimming before that. I don't know what she swam in since water was new back in my day. But I started my swimming career on the Marlin swim team back when the competition pool was new. I don't know how long ago that was, but it was quite a while. From there, after a few summer seasons, my older brother kind of convinced me to join the winter swim team, which I enjoyed for quite a while. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be standing up here. However, I took 2 years off, my freshman and sophomore year, because I too, like Trent, felt frustrated with my swimming. But it seemed, after being away from swimming for so long, that I had to come back and finish what I had started. And I can't say I had the best season myself either. But like in life, things have ups and downs. And when in swimming, you might not always have the best year. For me, this was not my best breaststroke year either. What I've learned from swimming is that if you have goals, you should always chase them. Nothing can really stop you from chasing a goal, regardless of what your times may seem. You can always pull something out at the end, because whether or not you wanted to give up, you could always stick with it. And along this swimming journey, I've made a lot of friends, and a fantastic rival named Trent, who has stuck with me, and we've pushed along our times since we first met and swam 50 breaststroke against each other, or maybe 25 at the time. But I'd like to thank my mom for pushing me along when I thought that I wouldn't get any better, and when I thought my swimming career was over. I'd like to thank my dad for being the timer that was always behind my lane. He always offered to help me out of the water in case I was so run down after my race. And I think that was the case last Friday with the 200-yard breaststroke, where I got out of the water and immediately collapsed on the pool deck and proceeded to lie there for several minutes. But that's just a part of swimming. It wasn't this time. And I was happy with that. But regardless, I'd like to thank the coaches. I'd like to thank Coach Dickman for, I guess, teaching me everything I know about breaststroke, and for Coach Lynn, who unfortunately isn't here tonight. I'd like to thank her for helping me with my technique as well. And I'd like to thank all the parents here for being supporters of their own swimmers. Thank you.
Just to warn you guys, I'm not great at public speaking either, and Trent helped me most of the speech. I swam for charter for about 4 years before I joined HURY. And I first joined HURY my freshman year. I'm glad I made the decision because I made some great friends. I was trying not to get emotional, sorry. Also, the decision actually made me become a better swimmer throughout my time at HURY. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my great friends here who have become lifelong friends, I think. Like in Grass the White. We have known each other for about 12 years. We grew up together at St. Cecilia and Chai. And switching teams together actually helped a lot because I didn't think I was going to make so many friends. She's like a sister to me, and I think she's going to become one of my lifelong friends. And another shout out to Jenna Gilbert. She never fails to make me laugh or smile. Throughout high school, there was a lot of changes to the high school team, but I have to give a shout out to Dickman and Lynn because they have been great to all of us swimmers, and they always kept us positive, especially this year when we actually split up. And also want to give a shout out to my parents for driving me everywhere. Thank you.
Like I said, it's very emotional. Now I was going to say something there, and I lost my train of thought. Hang on 1 second. It was about lifelong friends. I run into people all the time. I'm 50 years old. I haven't swam competitively since 1989, but I've been in the sport, you know, as a coach and a parent. But I run into people all the time. I mean, even at the national meet that I met when I was 6 or 7 years old. This sport does that for you. Everybody, you know, it is a unique sport. Everybody goes through the same thing. You know, it's the same way in probably every sport, but in other sports, you're not submerged most of the time. And when you come up, you really want to talk to somebody. So, you know, it's a sport where you're by yourself a vast majority of the time. And like I said, lifelong friends, you guys can make them, and you'll keep them, and you'll see them in the future, and you'll reminisce about what you went through and what you experienced. So thank you very much, seniors.
Okay, we're going to move into our individual age group awards now. Every year we give out 2 awards to each age group, a high point award for the swimmers who scored the most points over the course of the season, And then we also give a biggest time drop award to the swimmer who makes the most impressive time drop in an event. So we're going to start with the 8 and unders. I think I'm going to have Coach do you want to come back here with the 8 unders.
Alright, so the biggest time drop for the 800 girls in the 25 freestyle is Riley Lauder. Alright, and the biggest time drop for the guys in the 25 backstroke is Thomas Quinn.
Thomas, dude, you're here. Get up there.
Thomas, come on up here. All right, and then high point for the girls this year goes to Skylar Richards. And then high point for the guys, 800 boys, goes to Bradley King.